He looked at Marie, but found no confirmation in her response. He'd only met her a few hours ago, and was drawn to her. He wondered if he should ask her out, but she had already mentioned a boyfriend, so he gave up the idea. He wished he was more confident. To doubt oneself was the greatest crime, because self was all there was. Without having a strong self, nothing remained, just a huge, overwhelming emptiness. He felt a hand on his shoulder and heard Marie's voice. "Snap out of it, Joshua," she was saying. "You're a bit of a dreamer, aren't you?" He laughed. A beautiful sound, new to the compound. "Sorry." They saw the same old woman who'd been struggling to hang clothes, now fighting the wind and rain to take them down. Joshua offered to help, but she spat at him and walked away. "I tried," he said lightly, feeling awkward for the flippancy of his words. "Come on," said Marie, scrutinizing the heavy sky, falling rain and growing wind. "This is daft." She took his arm and they ran to shelter beneath a brick archway that might have once led into a courtyard of some kind, but now led only to more ruins and a lake of litter. Drops of water dribbled off the stonework, plopping onto the ground in front of them, making puddles in the mud. Joshua was about to enter gloomy mode when Marie asked, "What are you doing tomorrow night?" He looked at her and said, "Oh, not much. Why? Fancy meeting? Something to eat? Talk a bit?" Joshua had just laid aside the possibility of asking her out, and now here she was asking him. Amazing! Things like this just didn't happen to him. "Yes, well, thanks." And then, "What about the boyfriend?" Marie gave him a slight, enigmatic smile, and then without answering the question added, "Club Laguna, 8 o'clock?" Club Laguna was about the coolest place on earth. Joshua's mood shifted suddenly from gloom to joy, and for a moment even the misery of the compound was forgotten. "Right," he said, "right!" Marie held his arm, and they were for that one last moment content, as if nothing in the world could touch them. It might rain, hail, blow fierce winds, and pair them with a couple of ill-disposed prefects in the least hospitable place on earth. But something greater, more mysterious than all of this passed between them, and held them there. Joshua's heart beat a little faster, and he wondered what was happening. In the midst of the desolation of the compound, this gentle and intriguing girl had asked him out. He felt as though he were in a peculiar limbo, a timeless state, and wished this moment would truly last forever. But it didn't. The stillness of the compound and the peace of the moment was suddenly fractured. A terrible scream split the air. They knew at once where it had come from, and they knew too, somehow, that it was a scream not just fracturing the stillness, but their lives. They stopped, turned, looked at each other, and sped back where they'd left Nathan and Charlotte, in the home of the 2 grey hairs. They pushed open the door and saw a sight which would stay with them forever.